In the summer of 1914, Europe was a continent of empires. The Austro-Hungarian, Russian, German, and Ottoman empires dominated the landscape, each vying for power, influence, and security. But beneath the surface, tensions were brewing. A complex web of alliances, militarism, imperial ambitions, and nationalist fervor was about to erupt into a conflict unlike any the world had ever seen. On June 28, 1914, in the city of Sarajevo, the spark that would ignite the Great War was struck. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, a member of a nationalist group seeking to free Slavic peoples from Austro-Hungarian rule. The assassination set off a chain reaction. Austria-Hungary, backed by Germany, issued an ultimatum to Serbia, demanding impossible terms. When Serbia's response fell short, Austria-Hungary declared war on July 28, 1914. Within days, Europe's complex system of alliances drew the great powers into the conflict. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary, declared war on Russia and France, executing the Schlieffen Plan, which involved a rapid invasion of France through Belgium. Britain, bound by treaty to defend Belgium's neutrality, entered the war against Germany. The stage was set for a massive continent-wide conflict. The war quickly devolved into a brutal stalemate, particularly on the Western Front, where trench warfare became the defining feature. Soldiers endured horrific conditions: mud, rats, disease, and the constant threat of death from artillery, machine guns, and poison gas. No man's land, the deadly expanse between opposing trenches, became a symbol of the futility and horror of the war. Advances were measured in yards, and millions of lives were lost in battles that gained little ground. On the Eastern Front, the war was more fluid, with massive battles and sweeping movements across the vast expanses of Eastern Europe. Here, the Russian Empire fought against the Central Powers, suffering devastating losses. This was truly a global conflict. From the deserts of the Middle East to the jungles of Africa and the waters of the Atlantic, the war touched every corner of the globe. Colonial subjects from Africa, India, and other parts of the world were drawn into the fighting, serving in European armies far from home. In 1917, the tide of the war began to turn. The United States, provoked by German unrestricted submarine warfare and the Zimmermann telegram, entered the conflict on the side of the Allies. Fresh American troops bolstered exhausted Allied forces on the Western Front. By 1918, the Central Powers were collapsing. Germany, suffering from internal unrest and military defeats, was the first to seek an armistice. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns fell silent. The war was over, but the cost had been staggering. The Great War left a legacy of destruction. Empires fell, borders were redrawn, and entire generations were lost. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, imposed harsh penalties on Germany, sowing the seeds of future conflict. The world had been forever changed by the war, but peace would prove to be fleeting.